Hello, I'm Karina Morocco with EVD Group, and with me today is Bruce Bauer, CEO of TAE Life Sciences. Thank you for joining me today, Bruce.
Hi, Karina, it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so could you start off by telling us a little bit more about TAE Life Sciences and how it started?
Sure. Well, the best way to understand our company is to look at our heritage. We spun our core technology out of an amazing company called TAE Technologies. TAE themselves are the world's largest private fusion energy company. It's a group of over 200 physicists, engineers, scientists that are passionate about changing the world and how it generates its energy. And like most programs that are heavily steeped in research and technology, there are technologies that emerge that have applications in other industries. And in the case of TAE, its tandem particle accelerator technology was one of those things. And we recognized that we could use it to design a very practical neutron source that could be used in a particular type of very promising cancer therapy called boron neutron capture therapy, BNCT for short, and deliver a neutron source that was practical in a clinical setting. Historically, BNCT was always hampered by the inability to have neutron sources in a hospital. And we felt that we could take our technology and design it into a device that you could put into a hospital and bring this very promising therapy to cancer patients locally. And that's what we did. So we spun this technology out from TAE, and we built our own team of very passionate people who want to change the world of healthcare. We are delivering our first system as we speak to our first customer. So it's been a very exciting journey the last 3.5 years to make this a reality.
Great, and so with all that said, what's the company's mission?
So our mission is to bring BNCT into the clinical marketplace as a hopefully next standard of care. BNCT is very unique in being able to treat very effectively our most difficult cancers. It's been approved in Japan as a technique last year, where in Japan it's almost ground zero of BNCT development. So we know it works. And really our mission is to make it work better and to make it work for more different types of cancer and to bring it to patients throughout the world. And we know how to do that, and we're well on our way to making that a reality.
And so what type of clients are you looking for?
So to make that happen, we need to team up with leading medical research centers around the world. Centers that are steeped in cancer research, want to be leading edge in the therapies that they develop and are able to offer to their patients. And we've had great success in developing that in Asia first, in China with a joint venture we have there. And we have 2 sites in Europe, one of the carbon ion, one of the few hadron centers in the world. In Italy, we'll be putting a BNCT center in there, and we'll also be putting in a center in Birmingham in the UK. And we're very pleased to be able to say now that we have signed an MOU with a very significantly major medical center in the US to finally bring BNCT back where it all started to the US. And we'll be looking at having a center in this country as well.
Great, so lastly, can you tell me what separates TAE from its competitors?
So when you look competitively at a very high level, if you just want to look at radiation and radiation oncology, the reason why that's such a valuable tool to the clinician is because radiation does a good job of killing cells. And in standard radiation, you have to introduce it from externally to a known volume of tissue that you have imaged and mapped, and you then direct and concentrate the radiation on that tissue. But to do that safely and effectively is complicated. You need to have very precise imaging, very precise positioning of the patient. and inevitably you end up doing some level of damage to healthy tissue in the process, which is why standard radiation is delivered in small fractions over many, many weeks. With BNCT, the targeting is not done mechanically, it's done biologically with a drug that gets, in our case, boron into cancer cells. So it's a very different paradigm in how you target the cancer much more precisely, biologically, at the cellular level. When you do that and then you irradiate that boronated tissue with our neutrons, it does a very effective job of killing the cancer with alpha particle radiation, which is 3 times more damaging to the cancer cells than traditional photon or proton radiation. So that's a big differentiator for BNCT compared to traditional standard radiation. And we can deliver BNCT treatments in 1 or 2 sessions instead of 30, which makes a big difference to the clinic and to the patient's experience. When you look at comparing us to other companies that are developing BNCT as a modality, it's a combination therapy. And we're the only company that has invested heavily in both portions of the solution. We have the neutron source, which has been designed from the ground up specifically for this type of therapy as a very practical, cost-effective solution you can put in a hospital. But the efficacy is really driven by how good a job the drug does, the targeting drug does, of delivering this boron into the cancer cells. And we have a very deep team of scientists and drug development experts in our laboratories that are working on the next generation of novel boron target drugs. There's an existing drug that's used that everybody uses today. It works fine, but we also know we can do much better than that, and it will open the aperture on the efficacy and the applications for BNCT clinically. And when we get in front of medical centers, that resonates, that capability and vision resonates very strongly with them, and we end up in a very unique position as a partner for those medical centers, which is, I think, why we've seen the nice traction that we have across the world with our solution.
Great. Well, that's really great. And we wish you nothing but the best in 2021. Thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.